Looking at the manager, she asked calmly, "Do you have any male escorts here?" The manager immediately put on a respectful smile. "Of course, President Shen. What type do you like? I'll arrange one for you right away." Without saying a word, she slowly raised her hand and pointed directly at me. Him. I stood there in complete shock. The woman who had just chosen me was my first love. 6 years ago, she had been the famous ice beauty at our school. She was the girl every boy dreamed of, but no one dared to approach. And I had secretly loved her for a very long time. Back then, she came from a poor family, while I was the young master of a wealthy household. Everyone thought we could never be together, but fate had a different plan. Now, she had become the sole heir to the country's richest family, while I had fallen from grace and was working here as a waiter to pay off my debts. I stared at her in disbelief, never imagining that after all these years, the girl I had secretly loved in school would appear before me again. Back then, every student at school envied me for being with her. But among everything about her, my favorite was her pair of perfectly proportioned long legs. Her figure was flawless. At 168 centimeters tall, she had what everyone called the perfect golden body proportions. Just then, she looked at me with a faint smile. "What a coincidence," I smiled bitterly. "Is it?" She slowly shook her head. "It's not a coincidence. I came here specifically to find you." Her words caught me completely off guard. I forced a smile and replied, "President Chen, you must be joking. You're the high and mighty heir of the Shen Corporation, while I'm just a waiter carrying trays to make a living. Why would someone like you come looking for me?" President Chen looked at me calmly. "2 days ago, at the Ping'an Road traffic light, I saw you wearing a sports jacket." She paused for a moment before continuing. "After that, I hired someone to investigate. That's how I found you." Her words left me completely stunned. She took a step closer, her gaze never leaving me. "Xiaochuan, how much longer are you going to keep pretending?" Then she grabbed my wrist. "Come with me to my hotel room. I want to know what secret you've been hiding from me all these years." I instinctively pulled my hand back. "President Chen, I don't think that's appropriate." She frowned and said firmly, "Enough. Just come with me." Chen looked at me. "I've already investigated everything about you. After your family went bankrupt, your parents passed away in a car accident. You were left with a mountain of debt. With no other choice, you disappeared and changed your identity. You dropped out of school and have been working here ever since." I lowered my head. "So, you know everything." She nodded gently. "Yes, but none of that changes what happened between us before." She came close to me. I looked nervous. What are you trying to do? Don't come any closer." Chen smiled faintly. "Why are you so nervous?" "I just need your help with something." I frowned. "Help you with what?" She took another step toward me and looked straight into my eyes. "Whether you want to or not, you're going to help me." Before I could react, she suddenly stretched out one of her legs. I quickly picked up a basin of warm water and carefully placed it in front of her. Then I crouched down and gently washed her feet. Watching me, Chen secretly smiled to herself. "Looks like my little bear has finally taken the bait." The moment her feet touched the water, she suddenly cried out, "Ow! It's so hot! Are you trying to burn my feet?" I was startled and immediately apologized. "I'm sorry. I'll go get a new basin of water right away." Chen waved her hand. "Forget it." Then she leaned back on the sofa and smiled. "Come over here. Give my shoulders a massage instead." I hesitated for a moment, but eventually did as she asked. After a while, I asked, "Is this pressure okay?" Chen closed her eyes comfortably. "It's perfect." A few moments later, she opened her eyes and added, "After this, you're taking me home." I immediately shook my head. "I'm sorry. That's not part of my job." Chen gritted her teeth inwardly. This stubborn idiot. I'm making my intentions so obvious, and he's still rejecting me? Fine. Just wait. She looked at me with a calm smile. "Really? Then I guess I'll have to leave a 1-star review. And once I do, don't expect to keep working here." My expression instantly changed. "Wait! Please don't do that." "I'll take you home, okay? I really can't afford to lose this job." Manager said, "Miss Chen, are you satisfied with today's service? Shall I drive you home?" Chen shook her head. "No need." She looked at me and said, "Xiaochuan will take me home." I nodded and walked over to the passenger seat. "Please get in, President Chen." As I sat, I couldn't help but be amazed. My God, This is a limited edition supercar. So this is how rich people live. It must feel incredible. During the drive, Chen quietly looked at me. It's already so late. Why don't you stay at my house tonight? Meanwhile, she couldn't stop thinking to herself. I wonder if Xiao Chuan likes the outfit I'm wearing today. I saw people in the comments saying this style is attractive, but does it really look that sexy? A short while later, the car arrived at a huge luxury villa. As soon as we stepped inside, the housekeeper immediately greeted us respectfully.
Chen looked at the staff and said, "This is Xiao Chuan. From today onward, he'll be living here with me." A young woman walked up to me with a polite smile. "Hello, Mr. Xiao. My name is Yang. You can just call me Secretary Yang. In a little while, I'll show you around the house." I nodded politely. "Thank you. I'd appreciate that." As I looked around the villa, I couldn't hide my amazement. This place is unbelievably luxurious.
Chen noticed my expression and smiled. "Do you like it? If you do, you can live here forever." I waved my hands awkwardly. No, I don't think I'd ever get used to living in a place like this." She looked at me with a playful smile. "That isn't really up to you." Then she turned toward the stairs. "I'm going to take a shower and change into something more comfortable. Wait for me in the living room. Watch some TV while you wait." As she walked away, she quietly instructed the staff, "Don't let him leave. If he runs away, you'll all be responsible." The servants immediately bowed. "Understood, miss." I watched them in disbelief. Seriously? They're not even going to let me leave? Meanwhile, two guards whispered to each other. Is he really the boyfriend Miss Chen brought home? He looks pretty ordinary. Upstairs, Chen stood in front of the mirror after taking bath. She looked at herself nervously. I wonder if Xiao Chuan will like this outfit. I saw people online saying men love this style. But does it actually look sexy? A few moments later, she slowly walked downstairs. The moment I looked up, I froze. Wow, she's unbelievably beautiful. Was my taste really this good back then? Chen walked over with a smile and looked into my eyes. Well, do you think I look good? I answered honestly, without even thinking. You look amazing. Just like before. You haven't changed at all. A faint blush appeared on her face. She hesitated for a moment before speaking softly. Will you stay with me tonight? I'm a little scared. That night, I had no idea that meeting my first love again would completely change the course of my life. I was just an ordinary part-time worker. But because of that unexpected reunion, my destiny would never be the same again. Before going to bed, Chen handed me a neatly folded set of pajamas. Go change into them. I looked down at the clothes in my hands and nodded. All right, thank you. After changing, I walked back into the room. The pajamas fit surprisingly well. The moment Chen saw me, a satisfied smile appeared on her face. They suit you perfectly. Just then, she smiled mischievously and said, how about wearing this outfit tonight? Before I could respond, she added, let's take a bath. I froze for a second, and my face instantly turned bright red. Seeing my reaction, she burst into laughter. Look at you! You're blushing already! Then she playfully teased. What's wrong? I only meant we could relax after getting cleaned up. What were you thinking? I scratched my head awkwardly, still embarrassed. I think I'd better sleep on the couch tonight. She folded her arms and looked at me. If you don't stay with me, then don't blame me if your boss fires you tomorrow. I let out a helpless sigh. All right, I'll stay. That night, the two of us stayed in the same room. After a long silence,
she turned toward me and whispered, are you asleep? I smiled faintly. Not yet. I can't fall asleep. She looked at me expectantly. Then sing me a song.
What song do you want to hear? She answered softly. Dandelion's Promise. As I looked at her, my face turned red once again. Lying there quietly, I couldn't help but drift back into memories. I kept thinking about our college days, back when we used to spend every day together. Those simple moments, our laughter, and the feelings I had secretly buried in my heart all came flooding back as I stared at the ceiling. I couldn't help but laugh to myself. So this is what it feels like to live off a rich woman. And the rich woman just happens to be my first love. Not a bad deal at all. Then another thought crossed my mind. This is the perfect chance. Maybe I can sneak out while no one's paying attention. Just as I quietly stood up, Secretary Yang walked over with a warm smile. Mr. Xiao, breakfast is ready. The chef has already prepared everything for you. Please come and eat. I'll go wake Miss Chen. A few minutes later, Chen came downstairs. She smiled as she looked at me. How did you sleep last night? I smiled awkwardly. It was fine. I'm just not used to living in a place like this yet. She chuckled softly. That's okay.
Stay here for a few more days, and you'll get used to it. I nearly choked on my breakfast. What? Stay here for a few more days? She tilted her head. What's wrong? Isn't it nice to stay a little longer? I quickly shook my head. No, I can't. I still have to go to work. Chen calmly picked up her coffee and took a sip. I've already taken care of that. I requested leave for you. She smiled innocently.
A very long leave. I stared at her in disbelief. Before I could say anything else, she stood up and walked toward the door. I'm heading to work now. President Chen is actually this devoted? None of the bodyguards have called her yet. Just then, chaos erupted inside the villa. A bodyguard called in anxiously. President Chen! Mr. Xiao is gone! President Chen's expression instantly turned cold. What are you people doing? There are so many of you, and you still couldn't keep an eye on one person? The bodyguard said, President Chen, we'll send everyone out to search immediately. Please don't worry. Meanwhile, I had finally escaped from the villa. Looking around the unfamiliar streets, I let out a long sigh of relief. Finally, I made it out. Then I frowned. But where should I go now? Where can I hide so President Chen won't find me? After thinking for a moment, I sighed. Forget it. I'll just take it one step at a time. At the same time, President Chen had already sent all of her bodyguards to search for me. Hurry! Search every street! If you can't find Mr. Xiao, you're all fired!